Hi, my name is Eric again, the Swiss Army Knife, and I think I have a really good video for you guys that are having any trouble with your RX330 or maybe even some of your younger and older Lexuses with leaking water. I know that I've been plagued with it and it's actually driven me nuts. So I figured out what was the problem, but it took me a long time. And I hope this video is here to help belay any of those things where you just go, I'm done with this car, I gotta sell it because it keeps leaking and what have you. Now the thing that drove me nuts, and I want to explain this to you, is that my wife, this is her car. Our driveway is at a slight angle. When she would park it this way where it was head in and the rain came and maybe she didn't drive it for a bit and it rained like crazy, I would go in and go, hey, all the carpets are dry, no problem. And then she would drive it. And I would go to check it again and they'd all be soaked. I had no answer for that. Hopefully this video will help you. And I'm gonna get right to it so I can show you exactly what it is, and then I'll show you some of the details of how I got to it. Okay, so the culprit for the leaking actually was the right and left outer lights, tail lights. They're called right and left outer tail lights because if I pull this down, you'll see that there's on the door, on the lid, there's an inner tail light. Don't get those confused or you'll end up ordering the wrong thing. So in here, there's a gasket. This gasket goes flat and it's bad. And if you can see this area here, which is really where it's coming down through the channel and leaking and then going into the car. And on the other side, same thing. You see this sort of messy area, and you know that uniformly it wasn't sealed. So I got that by taking a hose and actually spraying it in this area and letting it run in there and then waiting a little bit. And then what I ended up doing was taking everything out of the back, which is kind of a pain. So you've got these cover pieces here, left and right, to show you that I would take one of them off. You can take them both off. They're 4 bolts, number 10 bolts. Do not start this job without a good tool. Everybody has a screwdriver. They've done some modifications, but I'm telling you that this tool has saved my life. This tool has saved me so much time and energy. It's basically a furniture type of tool, and it's available at mobilesolutions-usa.com. It's 25 bucks. Order it before you start. I strongly suggest, because then you can get in and it's a pry tool and it's got a metal edge on it, but it's so small and it's so good at getting in things that you will just go, man, I don't know why I didn't have this before. It's the best DIY tool. I took all of the items off of the back here. You can see I've got it mostly off. I didn't go into it in depth, but one of the hardest things to get off is this back toolbox. Okay, the one that has the jack in it and everything. You're going to try and pull up on it and it's not going to come out. You're going to want to take, do something with this. Just take this lid, push it back, don't mess with it, and get yourself a pry bar right here on this side and this side. This is where it hangs up, which is right here on the right side. And you can see through the hole, you can see your CD for your nav. That's in there also. Get a pry bar and pry that up as you pull up, and the whole thing will come up and pull out just like that. Okay? And that's a big deal. So once you get that out, which I'm going to take out now, I'm going to set it down. You can see the whole inside of the car, and you take this center left and right piece off, which are just sort of the little cubbies, and you'll see, oh, lo and behold, look at that. There's a pile of water there. Okay, the other side has the same thing, but it was leaking here worse than any place else. That is the left corner. So that's a big deal. So I'm just going, oh gosh, this is where it's coming from. Now you'll notice that there's an I-beam across here, but there's also a hole right there, okay? So what is happening, and what happened with my wife's car was why it worked just fine, is because I'm parked right now at an angle. When she drives away, if there's been a lot of rain, there may be a gallon or so of water, maybe 2 gallons of water there. When she goes out of the driveway, hits the gas, everything goes forward, and all of the carpets get wet from there. It doesn't look like it's damaged any of the electrical because the CD box for the nav is sitting up about an inch or two. Nothing else seems to be wet. So basically, the solution is to get a new gasket. If you're just trying to fix your car, just go buy a new gasket. They have them at Lexus. They're 17 or 18 bucks a piece. It'll be the best 18 bucks you'll ever spend. And take these out. Now I'm going to show you the back of this. Now I ordered new lenses because I'm upgrading the car. Okay, these aren't in bad shape, but for temporarily I got to wait 4 or 5 days for them to come. I just got some Permaseal and I stuck it in there, and you'll notice that these have a little bit of a slot, and over here on the side you have a little bit of a slot, so you want to match those up. And so when you put this on, everything fits into a little slot. Okay, so don't force it. Okay, just slide it in there and slide it out. Now there's 3 screws or bolts that this takes, 3 number 10s. I'm going to suggest you go to Harbor Freight or someplace and buy yourself a tool like this. So I suggest you use one of these, but as a modification, because when you reach in there, these bend back and then you can't get any kind of purchase on the nut. So what I'm going to suggest is you get yourself some black tape and you wrap it several times around the knuckle of this wrench. And then a secret that not a lot of people do is to bend the end of the black tape so you can actually pull it off, so you're not struggling trying to find that end. Now this will keep it from moving too much. You're going to want it to go just a little bit of an angle. So with the tape and everything, you're going to be applying pressure and turning in there. You have a real small radius to turn. So be patient when you put that nut in. Get as much as you can in with the nut, pressing on the light or lens outside so it's pushing in on the gasket, relieving the tension off that nut. And you'll be good. Just a little tip for you. It's a ratchet tool because it's a real tight hole in the back. And you're going through this little hole here. I'm going to show you on the right side. And this little cover here. And of course, your pry tool will pop all this stuff off easy without damaging anything. And that's the beauty of this. I'm going to just show you one thing with how nice this is. And just pry, and that pops it right off. Doesn't hurt anything. It's just really a great tool. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really look forward to getting your feedback, and you know, I like doing these videos because it helps people with problems, everyday problems that they have, and that's what I try to look at every day. Would somebody benefit from this? This Lexus has been a bear, so I hope that you can benefit from this. And I really like doing this so others can see what's going on, how to go about it. A lot of times they're not in depth, they're just sort of overviews. If you have any questions, you can text me or give me a call. I'm more than happy to respond. And please subscribe at the bottom. That would be awesome. Thank you so much.